I think his offensive system could translate really well to the NBA. I'm just not sure he's going to have enough time or want to spend enough time to build that type of winning program in the NBA. In Cleveland, man, I mean, like no free agents are going to want to go there. They lucked out and got the golden goose with LeBron being a local kid. But other than that, like, I don't know. Would you want to go to Cleveland if you were an NBA free agent?
No, I wouldn't want to go to Detroit either.
Hey, now. Like, if you had your choice, right? You're going to Florida, you're going to California, you're not maybe New York, just because it's a huge stage that you're on, and it's the biggest city in the U.S. But I don't know. It's just not going to attract free agents. I think he's going to have to hit on a couple early draft picks to have a chance to build what he wants to there.
That is very true.
Yeah, I don't expect it. I would love to see it because I love Jon Beeline. Like, he's one of my favorite people to ever walk the planet. That's a strong statement, but it's true. But that doesn't mean he's going to be great in the NBA. So I guess time will tell, but I wouldn't expect it to be good until at least 2023 if he's still there.
Yeah, I thought it was a weird decision for him, and I was sad, but whatever. I'm happy for him. I like him. I don't know him personally or anything, but I like his attitude and everything I've seen about him and what he did for Michigan. So congratulations to him. Yeah,
I actually heard he was all but hired as the Pistons head coach last offseason in 2018. And then his final interview, he just absolutely bombed. And I don't know what the terrible things were about it, but apparently he was like, it was a done deal. It wasn't just a rumor. He was in place to be the Pistons coach. And then the final interview just went horribly wrong, and he went back to Michigan. Don't know if that's true or not, but I had a pretty credible source on the matter, so I don't know what to make of that. But how you choose Cleveland and their roster over, I mean, not that Detroit had a great roster, but at least he had a couple pieces. I don't know. It's a very perplexing decision on his part, but we'll see how it works out. I wish him all the best for sure.
Yeah, he must have just really wanted to be an NBA coach, I guess. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. That was just one of his dreams, is to be an NBA coach.
I mean, Danger and I were talking about it too, and I know for sure from just paying attention closely to the program and a lot of his interviews. I mean, he was talking about how after the season ends, he's actually working harder for those next few months after the NCAA season's over than he did during the season, with the recruiting and everything he's doing with roster management, all the traveling he's doing to see these recruits. I mean, he was working more than he was during season in the off season. So as a guy who's in his 60s, wants to spend time with his family and his grandkids, I get where he's coming from. I mean, when the season's over with the NBA, until training camps, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I get where he's coming from. It's the whole work-life balance thing.
All right. Well, that's enough basketball. That was like more than I needed in the year for me. So
more than we probably ever talked.
Yeah, I didn't think that we would go 40 minutes on basketball. I'm not going to lie. So anyways, you're listening to Draft for Upside. You can find us at draftforupside.com. I don't think anybody's updated that for like 3 or 4 months, but maybe we'll get around to that if Mark gets our new webpage going. Right, Mark?
Yeah, work is killing me. I'm sorry.
Well, I know. Making money sucks, man.
I know.
Anyways, maybe I'll update the one we have and get it going again. But as football season gets closer, we'll get a little bit more active on there, more likely. Baseball is just a day-to-day thing, and none of us are super baseball guys. So we should do some more golf content, though, maybe. But we'll work on it. Anyways, you can find us on Facebook. You are listening to us live. If you are listening to us live, at LennyMelnickFantasySports.com on the Legends Sports Network. Check us out there, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday night. There's a live chat room. You can interact right there with us. You can talk to us. We'll answer your questions. If you really want, you can call in and join the show. We don't mind. Just hit us up and we'll link you in. No problem at all. This channel has got stuff going on 7 days a week. Mostly Monday through Friday, starting every day at 9 a.m. with Lenny's daily podcast. Lenny, the legend himself, whose webpage we are broadcasting from. On Wednesdays, you got Arnie Sports following Lenny right at 10 a.m. You got the Suicide Squeeze with usually Cha-Cha and Lou Landers at 11. You've got Hump Day at midday at noon. You got JJ Sports Talk Tuesday through Friday at 2 o'clock. Money One is twice as nice, Monday through Friday at 5:30. Draft for Upside at 7 o'clock. That's us. Mets 360 with Brian Jora right after us at 9. And a Fantasy Fan Sportscast with Easy and Allen. So that's your normal Wednesday lineup. So check it out. Listen all day. Check us out. Listen to everybody. We have fun. I have fun. Do you have fun? Mark, do you have fun?
I do have fun.
I like it. Yeah, Adam and I were talking about that early on too, and listeners be damned. We have fun. It's like when I play Cards Against Humanity and I just giggle in the corner and nobody ever picks my card combinations, but it makes me laugh. So I am thusly entertained.
Right? You have that happen to you too? Every time I think I have really good combinations, nobody picks them.
Oh, absolutely. Mostly my brain is twisted and doesn't work like normal people's. So I end up having to explain them, which still is funny because then I'm cracking up trying to explain through my laughter. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care if anybody listens.
I think you have to be able to read the person who's up, right? Like, let's make this a Cards Against Humanity segment here. You have to know how screwed up that person's sense of humor in their mind is in order to know if you're going to put the winning card down or not. Like, and sometimes you're just going to get trumped, right? Like somebody has just the absolute jackpot, and you're like, okay, yeah, it's fantastic. Like you win.
Oh, for sure, my man. Yeah, but the problem is I know the combinations of cards that my wife will pick every time, or at least most times. But when I have funnier combinations and it makes me laugh more, I sacrifice my own winning of the trick to make myself laugh. Because really, when it comes down to it, it's all about me every day.
We know that.
That's right.
That's
true
fine.
Story. You want to look at our team and our league together here, Adam? You want to trade? You want to try to get out of this gutter? Are you just not interested because you're so far below with your terrible sucky team that you just don't care to claw your way back out?
Well, last week, for multiple days in a row, my team was stuck at 69 points even, and that like became my season long goal for a minute. I got some players getting some hits today at least. I looked earlier, I was like, the team was like 0 for 8 or something. I'm like, oh, God, that's just par for the course. But, yeah, I mean, we could look at some trades. You're not going to want any of my crappy roster, though.
Right. Basically, your team kind of is where my team in the Draft for Upside Lenny Melnick Fantasy League is, which is just not good. And half the team's on the IL, and it's just not pretty. It's just ugly. I need some help in the outfield. I haven't looked at your team. I need some help in the outfield.
This is probably not riveting radio, but I do have some outfielders.
Right.
Not sure if I like any of them.
It is riveting radio because people want to know what people's trade values are in real life situations, Adam.
Well, let's do it. I got Giancarlo Stanton. He's on the 10-day IL. You want him?
Well, it depends on what you're looking to get young for some nicer dynasty players or what?
Are we? I guess we are dynasty. Nomar Mazara is on the block if you want him.
Mm-hmm. I like that too.
Okay.
I like that too.
I don't know. Let me look at your roster. See ya.
Yeah, see what you got. Yeah, I'm a little weak at my backup infielders too. So Villar and is not the greatest. Tim Beckham. Yeah. So Beckham did hit a homer today. I don't know. If you see anything that jumps out, that's cool. If not, we'll move on to golf.
I'm taking a look at it. Yeah, but I am in second to last. I actually climbed out of the gutter. My good friend Tendy, who lives down in North Carolina, is in the basement at 68.5. I'm at 74.5. You're up in third at 129.5.
Yes, sir.
With the leader at 45. So you're not that close to second, though. You were lying on that one.
Well, I was up to like 131 the other day, and but I'm getting there. See, I'm getting there.
Yeah, not terrible. Now that you've got your roster reassembled after you rage dropped everybody.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, that cost me for about a week and a half. And
yeah, you're making up for it though.
Yeah, if it weren't for that, I might be in second right now. But
maybe. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll see what we can work out here. I wouldn't be opposed to some longer term dynasty guys because I don't like finishing like bottom 3 every year.
Right.
My MO has been like the first third of the year I'll start off and I'll just be in last by like a good margin. And then I'll go, God, I can't finish last in this damn thing. And I'll start paying attention, making some pickups, actually putting players in every day. And I'll get up to like 8th. And then I'll be like, all right, well, let's try and make a run for it. And I usually end up like 8th, 7th, somewhere in there, which is terrible, but not as terrible as it could be, I suppose.
Well, we're a third of the way through the real season, so almost halfway through the about a third of the way through the fantasy season, right? So a little over a third of the way through the fantasy season. So I could use some upgrade. I could use some upgrades. So we'll talk about it. But let's move on.
Runs department, yeah. I suppose we can. Yeah, I don't like talking about my shitty team, so let's just move on.
Yeah, we'll talk about it offline. But think about it. Think about it. We could wheel and deal. I love making trades.
I do too. I'm in a lot of fantasy football leagues where no one likes to make trades, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I overtrade in baseball every year.
Not if it improves your roster every time, you know?
Yeah, but it doesn't. I just like trading.
Mark, you fired up for the Memorial this week, my man.
The Memorial. Oh, man, is it the Memorial already?
Yeah. Do you have the week after Memorial Day? It is indeed.
It's been a crazy week.
I can gladly do the course breakdown. I have spectated this event before. I know the course fairly well, so.
Yeah, go for it. I have not had a chance to do my usual weekly write-up.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. So this week we head down to Jack's Place in Dublin, Ohio for the Memorial Golf Tournament. It is a par 72, approximately 7,400 yards. I will add that it doesn't necessarily play that long because a lot of the tee shots are downhill. So drives tend to go a little further than what they normally would. Features bent grass throughout. Very, very fast bent grass greens. This was modeled after Augusta in a lot of ways. Very undulating, very fast greens. Very, very pristinely manicured. It's absolutely incredibly manicured. You walk on those fairways, you feel like you're on carpet. It doesn't even look real. Water's in play on 11 holes, so you can definitely see some big numbers. It really all comes down to tee to green play. Around the greens helps, but the last few years has been an interesting trend. The last 3 or 4 I've been looking this week, and it's actually translated a lot more to accuracy than it has to distance, but we'll get more into that here in a few minutes. So with it being a par 72, we have 4 par 5. So par 5 scoring is going to play into things a lot more than usual. Fairways average 36 yards wide, so you've got some room out there as compared to some other courses. They're basically the largest fairways golfers have seen for months outside of the Byron Nelson a couple weeks ago, which was like all fairway, which was bizarre. But the rough is pretty penal. It's been a very wet spring in the Midwest, as we're all aware, with the exception of Mark, who's now down in North Carolina. But yeah, I expect the rough to be very penal this week. I'm looking for guys who can hit a lot of fairways. And if they're not hitting fairways, I want them to be as close to the green as possible. So it's going to be an up and down week. We've seen the last 5 years, 4 first-time winners, with the exception being Bryson, who really had only won the John Deere. So you've seen some guys make breakthroughs, including David Lingmerth. Duffner had won before, but it was his first win in years last year. So it's going to be an interesting week. I think it's pretty wide open for a lot of guys being in play. So it's going to be fun. So I think the finishing stretch, long par 3 on 16, long par 4s on 17 and 18 is going to be critical this week. So you kind of have to get your scoring in early. Mark, do you have enough to go on to know what strokes you are, or what key stats you're looking at this week?
I think so. With the way you describe this, I'll probably start with either strokes gained approach or strokes gained off the tee is my number 1 stat. I'm definitely going to go bogey avoidance for number 2, especially if it plays like Augusta at all. And then probably strokes gained around the green, the ARG stat.
Yes, strokes gained. I forgot about the first pirate. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm with you for the most part. I think it's going to be an interesting week because there are so many guys in play. We've seen guys like Will McGirt win here